co-host, that's your brother Shaq.
For the haters and the lighters.
Fire right next to me.
It's gonna burn them.
Yeah. All right. So we want to welcome everybody here this evening to the True Love Movement Hour. We know you have a lot of options here in New Orleans, a lot of things happening. Bayou Classic and all, so we appreciate you taking your time to check in with us.
That's right.
So we got a really live, jam-packed show for you this evening. Really fast hour. We're gonna talk a little bit, Mama Fiyah, if you would, let's kind of run it back down about the True Love Movement organization for those who are just now tuning in.
That's right. Okay, so True Love Movement is an organization with a mission to empower Black people, period. And so we use several different avenues in order to do that. Self-love being key, wellness, as well as community activism. So True Love Movement's been around for about 15 years, working with, in small ways, working with different communities in New Orleans, Atlanta, and as well as Montgomery, especially working with youth. And so over the last, since I've become graduated from and got my master's in counseling, has grown even more so. And now, at first it was for specifically women because that was my personal mission to work with Black women.
Right.
But since we both connected, Brother Shaq, now True Love Movement is about empowering both men, women, and of course children and families. And so, and now it's just through the roof right now, and consistently growing. True Love Movement is on a mission to uplift, empower, and wake our people up in a radical way, because the way things are right now, there's not one person, I don't care where you are on a poverty level, who is happy though in the way that Black people are living and are thriving or surviving, whatever. I don't, and the powers that be as it relates to the state of the Black nation. And so I think we would all agree that it's time to wake up.
Yes.
And so I would like for callers to get the number to call in right now. So they can dialogue with us. The number is 260-9265, and if you're out of town, it's 504-260-9265 or 504-260-WBOK. Because this radio show can't be like any other radio show, because they got beautiful things happening on WBOK, but we can't preach to the choir. We can't keep saying the same thing over and over. I think we have to do some shaking.
And how is this show different? How are we gonna shake them a little bit different?
I think we're gonna tackle different issues as they relate to Black people, and not be afraid of saying what has to be said right now. I think us as Black people, we just are apathetic about most things that happen. Exhausted. Oh yeah, definitely exhausted.
Yes.
I'm not against our people. I love our people enough that my whole adult life been trying to figure out formulas in order to assist our people, especially our children. In uplifting and empowering our children, you must uplift and empower their parents. We will continue the same downward cycle for generations to come. And so, as a people, it's time to wake up now. Right
on. Once again, 504-260-WBOK. You're going to want to call in and talk a little bit about this, because when Mama Fiyah says shaking some things up, that's exactly what we're going to do today with some of the conventional thinking and operating that we've been doing as it relates to the holidays.
That's right.
And that's tonight's topic, is waking up.
Yep.
From the holidays.
Waking up from the holidays, and days is spelled D-A-Z-E.
Right.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind that. Like, why you think why we think that that's important.
Okay, so first and foremost, I definitely want to make sure people know that True Love Movement and myself personally is not against anybody's traditions or religions.
Okay.
If you choose a tradition or religion and a holiday to go along with that, that's your own personal choice, and we're not gonna say well that's wrong or anything like
Right.
that. But I think I would like to open people's eyes to the shoving of the holidays down people's throat, especially the shoving of spending your money and plenty money down your throat for November and December at the end of the year, and how it's completely propagandized. And if people can start recognizing and really getting in touch with their spending, that would be excellent for me as somebody who's trying to open people's eyes to what's happening as far as holidays are concerned.
Well, why you think it's so out of hand, though? I mean, every year it's the same old thing. I mean,
Every year, but now that I've gotten away from media in a lot of ways, and so I've stopped listening to mainstream radio.
Right.
I have also stopped watching television. That's not my own personal choice.
Right,
True Love Movement meets people exactly where they are.
Yeah.
We're not saying you should.
gotta
We're not
be a
doing
certain
that.
way, that's
But I made a choice years ago to disconnect and unplug and from mainstream media, and so. If I'm in, an office building, or if I'm somewhere where there is a TV, it's so amazing to me how many commercials and how many things are centered on your holiday spending.
Right. So this ain't about the celebrating the religious things. It's not
Not
that.
at all.
Not that. Not that. Because those commercials you're talking about don't have any of that on there, do they?
No, they don't.
So what does money have to do with these holidays?
It has everything to do with the holidays and how holidays are framed for us.
For us,
living-
black people.
Black people in America. I mean, I can't speak for black people anywhere else. I'm not listening. I mean, I'm not watching their
Right.
media. But I know here in America, it's all about. I mean, and it's for everyone in the nation. But I'm especially concerned about the black people in this nation because we are disproportionately under the poverty line.
Right.
So we are already poor, and
But we have a poor history in this country, though.
Yes,
I mean,
we do.
we
Go
came
for it.
we came from being enslaved Africans who were property, right?
that's right.
So our origins aren't even as consumers. We were property. And so I tend to think there's some kind of connection between the fact that we were once property and now we have some so-called freedom and we want to emulate the things or the oppressors' habits that's what I think. We coming from a place of lack, right? And so these things around the holidays that we can buy to fill ourselves up, the emptiness that we're feeling, it seems that it gets us closer to a feeling of power or strength or something, or wholeness, really.
That's right.
And at all costs, including massive debt and overspending and really things that we didn't even need. I was hip to, it's probably been about 10 years now, one of the little marketing slogans used to have on everything was you get savings, or there'll be savings with this and savings with that. And the first time I heard it by somebody who doesn't, plug into that is, well, who said I had to have it in the first place? You know what I'm saying? So you're telling me I could save money, but I ain't even got to buy it. But I watched so many people get caught up and say, well, no, it's cheaper here. You can get it for cheaper. And everything that we're trying to get from the outside of ourselves to feel some hole that we have inside of us. It seems.
And that's the mental piece of it, the psychological definitely piece of it, because what I also find is my people, I have family members and friends who are struggling
Meaning financially?
I mean, struggling, period. We all in a struggle, but struggling financially from January on to, November. And Thanksgiving is one thing, but then when Christmas come around, you got money, you find money.
Right.
to make sure not only do your children have toys, new toys, but they have new clothes, new shoes, you have new hair, and you have new outfit. Everybody in the family got an outfit, but at what cost? And when we are, are being filled by things, then that's a real deficit. There's a deficit happening in other realms of our lives. So if I could get, people to understand how crucial it is right now, if we are to move as a people in the forward direction, we're going to have to change some things about our habits. We've created, we've got these habits, and we're kind of blind to what's being fed to us. There are obvious, propaganda and things in media that are telling you, you have to have this, you must have this, you're not good enough if you don't have this. And that's purposefully done,
right.
Of course, because they want to, people just want to make money. It's all about money. Because at the end of the day, holidays are about money. Now whether you choose to celebrate, as a religious, tradition or that kind of thing, that has nothing to do with money.
Right.
If you really look at, the real reason to celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or even Kwanzaa, I'm about to go hard, and even look at Kwanzaa too.
Right.
It had nothing to do with money.
Right.
And I think if we look at it, and I definitely don't want to get preachy, and True Love Movement ain't about preaching at anyone, but I think there's some things that our people just don't think of because we are so hypnotized and we are in a daze by what we're being fed from media.
All right.